In this video, I'll be explaining to you uh, the complete concept of how email marketing work. And if I knew I believe by the end of this video, you should have understand in detail what email marketing is all about and the process and how it works. So the video is going to be long, but uh, you can it's not necessary for you to watch everything at once. You can just pause it when you watch few and then you can resume it later. So the first thing you must understand about email marketing is that the E means electronics while the main means message, and the category is under the digital marketing. So when we're talking about digital marketing, process of you promoting your services, your products online. So any form of online promotions is known as digital marketing. So several means or several ways where you can promote your product and services. One of the method is using email marketing promotional campaign. So and it means electronic messages. So now how does email marketing work? It works in such a way that you as a sender write creative emails content. So but in email marketing it is known as emails. So it's known as email. So you write emails, which is also called content, and then you can also call it sales copy. So after writing it, you compose it and then you send it out to your recipient. But meanwhile, you must have their email address with you. So when we are talking about email address will look something like this. So let me go to my Gmail. So an email address will look something like so@so.com or something like destinoflashmans@gmail.com. Now, one thing about email is that for you to get an email, each email is unique. So that's the first thing you must understand. Each email is unique, just as if you have your unique phone number. Now, if you want to get an email address, you will need email hosting companies. Examples of email hosting companies. So like that's where you've seen like Gmail, like Yahoo, like Yandex and others. So there are lots of email hosting companies. So once you have the emails of those people you want to promote, those customers, so compose the message and then send it to their email. So when you send message to the recipient emails, when you check their email, this is how it will look like. So you can see this person send me an email how to invest. So if I click on it as a recipient, it's going to show the message. Can you see now? So all these words, they are what we call the email copies of content which we'll be promoting. And then from here I can click on the button here and it will take me directly to the sender's website. So that's how email marketing works. Now, so uh but there are some terminologies which you must understand for you to be sure uh on how email marketing work and the process, and most especially when you are trying to explain to a newbie buyer in terms of you delivering the project on Fiverr or as a freelancer, and how you can scale your client business up with email marketing. So that's what we are discussing. Now, so the first terminologies which you must understand is the A and B split test. Now, the A and B split test, this is how it work. You create two templates. It can be two templates, can be different content. So to the two templates, you make different designs. So you are trying to see which template is going to, or which campaign will be more converting. Now you can design a template like maybe the content here. Let's use for this email now. maybe a white bar, something like maybe the first content here now might be at the top and this one might be at the bottom. Now for the second template, you can create a design that this one that you put at the bottom of the first template, you can put it on top of the second template. Then this words here, you put it at the bottom. Now your another A and B split text campaign can be you design like the button, this button that is below. For the first template, you can design another template that the button will be at the top. So assuming you now have like 100 emails, you send the first template, you send it to 50 of those audience lists you have. The second email to the remaining half of those lists. Now after that, you now try to uh to compare the results. So which one is winning? That's how you determine a winning campaign, or you can call it a winning newsletter. So that is what A and B split test is all about. Now second terminologies which you must understand is the acceptance rate. So when you create a campaign message, you will need a CRM platform. So you are going to need a CRM platform for you to use for you to be able to send out email campaign. And for the CRM platform, so CRM platforms like we have different type of CRM platforms. So like Mailchimp, we have Mailchimp, we have GetResponse, we have Aweber and others. So now when you create a campaign, they have to accept your message. So the process of those CRM platform accepting your message before you be able to send out the message using their mail server is what we call the acceptance rate. Now, so the number 3, alt tag. We are talking about this alt tag is just like a part of a coding that is used to create an image which you can use for your email marketing campaign. So assuming you want to include an image in your email message, like let's check uh, an email now. So can you see now? So like this image now. So alt tags is one of the things that is included that enables me to be able to to view this image directly here. So that is alt tags. Now number 5 is the animated GIF. So we're talking about GIF is graphic interface interchange format. So let me show you some example. So let's search for bed GIF now. So when you download it won't be like an image. The image will somehow be moving. So I should click on, let's check this. Now can you see it now? So like this is is an example of a GIF image. So we should check another one as well. Can see. So the image will be changing it by itself. So that is what GIF image is all about. Now attachment. So we're talking about attachment is something you attach with your image. As you want to send a message, I want to send a message to someone now from Gmail. Just click on compose, and then so you enter the recipient email address you want to send a message to. So how you need to now the subject agent. So now this is what we call attachment. So this symbol, anywhere you see this symbol, it means attach files. So if I click on it, so I can attach any file. I don't want to attach this image now. Just attach it like this. And see now. So when I send this message to this person, to this recipient, is going to receive the attached image file. So that is what attachment means. Now number 6 is authentication. Now this authentication is mostly done by the CRM platform or the sender software you are using. So they have to authenticate your message before it can be sent out to recipient. So they have to authenticate the message, and then during that authentication method they will determine maybe your message will the mail server will determine maybe your message will enter into the recipient inbox or into their spam box. So we have two type of boxes. We have inbox and spam box. So this is the inbox. For spam box are unwanted messages. So when you just come here, click on spam, can you see now I have some spam messages in my inbox. Can you see it now? So all these ones they are spam messages. So it is through the aid of email authentication. Now the next thing is, which is number 7, is autoresponder. So what is autoresponder? Autoresponder are the automated messages. Like we have manual motto, we have automatic motto. We are using manual motto, you have to be using applying gear, force and a lot of things. But automatic motto is a lot more easier. So now autoresponder, automated message you've set. So we have set everything before. So anytime a recipient subscribe to your through your lead magnet, so they will automatically start receiving the automated messages which you have set already. Assuming you set it as that okay, whenever someone sign up on your front page, that they should receive a message today, the following day you should receive another message, the third day you should receive another message. So assuming someone signed up yesterday is going to receive the message 24 hours. So assuming I sign up today now, I'm also going to receive the same message with that the other person recipient received yesterday. I will receive it in the next 24 hours. So that's how automated message work, or you can call it autoresponder. It's also called drip campaign. Now behavioral email. So what do we mean by behavioral email? Now behavioral email, they are kind of emails that you send to your recipient based on their activities or based on their behaviours. So assuming on our website, maybe I'm selling two things. I'm selling fufu and I'm selling iyán. Now maybe among my 100 emails recipient I'm having, 70% of them they are showing more interest, more behaviour relating to fufu, and the others are showing behaviour relating to iyán. So now I will send a behavioural email. I can come up with a behavioural email to send to those people who are showing interest in fufu. So the emails will talk about something related to fufu. Another email will talk about something related to iyán. So that's what we call behavioural email. So those recipients will receive a message based on their behaviours and all the activities on our website. Now the number 9 is the blacklist. So blacklist, we have whitelist, we have blacklist. So blacklist are those people that we still have their emails, their contact information with us, but we are blacklist those people that they are not going to receive our message. So assuming in our 100 contacts, maybe like I've been sending campaigns to, like, let's say to a lot of people, but I figure out that like 20 of them are not opening my message. I've not been opening my message, let's say for the past 2 months, 3 months. So I can decide to blacklist those 20 people, those 20 audience. So anytime I send campaign to those 100 people, those 20 people will not receive my message. Now the next thing is block. So what do you mean by block? So block is in such a way that maybe you have, as a recipient, you see someone that is spamming you, you can decide to block them. So assuming, let's say this Tai Lopez, now this sender now is spamming me. So take for instance, so you can just come here and then you see block, and then you see block Tai Lopez. So you see it here. So that I should block this sender now. Anytime you send a message, I'm not going to receive the message again. So that is block. Now bounce rate. So what do you mean by bounce rate? Bounce rate is a process of which you send message. A lot of time I send message to someone, it may not enter. If it doesn't enter their inbox, it doesn't enter their spam box, that means your message are bounced. So the process that message doesn't enter into your recipient uh, email address. That is what we call bounce rate. And there are two types of bounce. We have source bounce and we have add bounce, but we are still going to talk more on that. Now the next thing is broadcasting. So broadcasting just means you sending out your campaign. You have maybe you have your email content already, you have your list or your audience, and then you just compose the message, you put it in a CRM platform or a sender software, and then you broadcast it, send the campaign out. Now bulk folder. So what is bulk folder? It just means you can also call it a spam folder or a spam inbox. So that is bulk folder. Now number 14 is the call to action. What do you mean by call to action? Call to action means a short but powerful triggered word, something like something to call their attention. So a call to action can be, okay, assuming you are selling something, buy now forget it, buy one get two for free. So that's example of call to action. Sign up now, get started today. Those are examples of call to action. So when you are writing a content, your email content must include three things. Must include the subject line, the content body, and then the call to action. So the same thing when you are writing your freelance gig, your Fiverr gig as well. Now can spam. So this can spam is just a law that was established in 2003. It's an American law just to reduce the rate at which people spam their recipients. And the same thing is also written to the can this KASL, but this one is Canadian anti-spam law. So it means that you can't just be sending out campaign messages to someone unless those people give you permissions that you have to send them message. So that's that for that. Then the cinemagraph. Now this cinemagraph is almost similar to GIF image. Some of the time you can even convince it, but it somehow is a bit different. So you can search it. So let's search it on Google. So you can see like a lady. The yeah, it's mostly used in movies anyway. It's actually used mostly in movies, and it may not be real. You see some movies, you think that okay, they'll just show a lot of armies, like 10,000 armies. It's not real. All those things they are not real. They are similar, they are something like cinemagram. So see, these are some cinemagraph images, and some is not that is you can some people normally use it in their email campaign, but not really necessary. Now next thing is the CTR, click through rate. Now the click through rate, they are the percentage of those people who click our message. Now so assuming I have let's say I create a campaign, I send it to 100 contacts. Now those people that receive my message, that the message gets into that, well, the message was delivered into their inbox, let's say like 80 people. So let me open now. So I create a campaign, I send the campaign to 100 people. Now among these 100 people, now the inbox, those people that the message, sometimes some message might, it's not, you can't guarantee that when you send a campaign to your audience that everything is going to enter into their inbox. So that's one thing you must let your client or your buyer know, that you can't guarantee, it's not, chances are that some messages might end up getting into their recipient spam box or not get delivered. So it's not every time. So let's say 90 now. So 90 messages among 100. So let's say 10 messages. So the spam and bounce rate now is 10. So now among these 10 now, those people that receive our message, not all of them are going to click or to open our image, the message rather. So now among these 90 people, few, let's say like 50 people now open that message. So the numbers of open message now are 50. So how are you going to calculate this click-through rate? Now, when 50 people open our message, that means our non-open messages is going to be 40 because we have inbox of 90, and those people who open the inbox are 50, and those people that doesn't open their inbox they are just 40. So now, among those people who open their message now, 50 of them, not all of them are going to click on the link. So what do you mean by open now is that now when this message enter into my inbox now, I open it like this. So as I open it like this, I've opened this message. This is what we call open rate. But now, want to calculate your click rate. The click rate are those people, percentage of those people who click on the link. Can you see that? This is a button. So this sender now, they want me to click through this link. So immediately I click here now, it will be recorded that I've clicked on this message. So that's the click rate. So now, how are you going to calculate it? So you want to calculate the open rate. So the open rate will be those number of people who opened our message, so that will be 50, divided by the total number of message that enter into the inbox, which is 90. Then you multiply it by 100. So that should give us like, so let's open calculator. Let's use calculator. So that will be 50 divided by 90. So that's 0.5 times 100%. Percentage is in 100. So for this campaign now, our open rate is 55.56%. 55.56%. So that's how to calculate open rate. But now for the click rate now, so that's CTR, click-through rate. So the click-through rate now is now the number of people that clicks on this message, on the link, among these 50, it's not all of them that is going to click on the link. So let's say only 20 people click on it. Now, that means the non-clicks will be 30 because the total number of people that will finally open our message are 50. Those people click our message on the link in our email is 20, and the remaining 30 people do not click they didn't click on our link. So we want to calculate the CTR now. So the CTR will be total number of people that click. The total number of people that click on our link is 20 divided by the total number of opens. So the total number of opens are 50. So multiply it by 100. So let's do the calculation. So that should be 20 divided by 15. That's 0.4 times 100. So that's 40. So our click-through rate for this campaign now is 40%. So that is how it's being calculated. So that's for the click-through rate. So we have click-through rate, we also have the click open rate. So for the click open rate are the total number of people that open our emails and then they click on one of the links. So that's how it's, but one thing is that you don't have to, I'm just showing you how the way is calculated. The CRM platform like MailChimp GetResponse will be the one to calculate the analytics for you. So that is how it works. Then the next thing is the complaint rate. So for the complaint rate, the total number of subscribers that they complain or they mark your message as spam. So now when you send campaign to people like Gmail now, I can spam this person now. If I report, so if I click on report spam, so it will notify Gmail that this sender is sending a spam message. So assuming I send let's say for instance this type of campaign now, we send it to 100 people now, and 90 messages enter into their inbox, into the recipient's inbox. Now let's say among these 90 people, 80%, 80 people report our message as spam. Automatically Gmail will be notified and they will know that this sender IP or the person that is sending this message is a spammer. That means sending unwanted messages. So the meaning of spam message is unwanted messages. So and next time that kind of sender is trying to send a message to any recipient that is using Gmail, Gmail will automatically place the sender message in the spam inbox or the spam folder of the recipient. So that is how it works, and that is what complaint rate means. So which is why sending email marketing campaign, it is advisable, or the best method, the best approach is that those recipients must have um given you permission that you should send them message. If they don't give you permission, it's not advisable that you send them message. So that is how it works. Now the confidence level. So for the confidence level, the test is like a percentage of, okay, is your message, number one, will your message enter into your recipient inbox? Number two is that are you confident that this message is a message that your recipient really wants to receive? So that, but it's mostly used by marketers, but it's used by advanced marketers anyway, and like big companies that they are running digital marketing campaign. So they normally use this confidence level to test maybe their message is trustworthy, maybe it's going to enter into the inbox, and how likely is the message going to convert. Now the next thing is the contact list. Contact list is just the list that contains all your audience list. Normally this contact list, it is stored in an Excel sheet, or you can call it a .csv file. So it is stored in an Excel sheet, so Microsoft Excel, or a .csv file. So that is the format you have to save your contact list. So when you save it with .csv file, then you can upload it on your CRM platform like Mailchimp or GetResponse, and then you can now send campaign to those audience lists. So now the conversion rate. What do you mean by conversion rate? In digital marketing, conversion rate is the percentage of those people who finally convert. And one thing you must understand is that when you send campaign, there is no marketing campaign that guarantee 100% results. So like you see now, it's not possible for you to send campaign to 100 people and expect that those 100 people, maybe we want them to buy our product. Assuming I'm selling something and you're expecting that all these 100 people are going to buy, it's not possible, because a lot of people, we have different conditions. Some people, some of them, they may not have the money to buy a product that time. Some people will have the money, some people will still be deciding maybe they should buy it, some people will be having doubts. So your conversion ceiling will always be below 100%. So that's one thing you must understand for the conversion rate. Now the next thing is the CPM, which is the cost per thousand, means the cost per thousand emails. So you want to generate email address for a buyer. So you can tell him that, okay, 1,000 emails is going to cost you so amount. If I should generate 1,000 emails for you, so that is what cost per thousand means. Now for the CSS means cascading style sheets. These are used by developers. If you are a web developer or a programmer. So CSS is, if you want to build a website, an email template, you can use coding, either HTML and CSS. Just that CSS will add more features to your template, to your design. So but HTML is the basic programming language. So now next thing is the dedicated server. Dedicated server is that you can have your own dedicated server in order for you to be sending campaigns. But for you to get a dedicated server, you will need to buy a cloud hosting. So buying a cloud hosting, some people call it virtual machine. So that means that you can send campaign, you can easily send campaign or blast or broadcast campaign even when you are not online, even when you are not on PC. And it makes you somehow like, it has a lot of features to developers. Some people use it to stay online if you are a trader, and use it to send automated trades on your trading platform. So that is how it works, and that is the main importance of dedicated server. Now, deliverability is your message getting sending from the sender, you as a sender, to your recipient. So the process that those message is being sent out and it's being received by your recipient, it is known as deliverability. And the same thing is also relating to the delivery rate, the percentage of your message that gets delivered. So like this campaign now, we send it to 100 people, but the delivered message are 90. So 90. So that should be 90 divided by 100. So times 100. So that should give us the delivery rate. Now, deploy means send. Process of you sending your campaign to your recipient is known as deploy. Now, the next thing is the Dkim, the main key identifying me. But this one is mainly used uh, by dedicated email recipient emails. So because when if you want to have an email address, is of two means. It's either use, like we discussed earlier, it's either use the normal hosting companies like with Gmail, with Yandex, with Yahoo Mail and some others, or you can use a dedicated recipient email, something like your name at yourbusinessname.com. So that's how it will work. Now, so for the double opt-in now, talking about double opt-in, we have double opt-in, we have single opt-in. So for the single opt-in, when your recipient sign up, you don't ask for any verification. That is what double opt-in means. You don't ask them to verify maybe they are the owner of the email or the phone number which they gave you. But for the double opt-in, they have to verify ownership. And there are several means or different means or method you can ask your recipient to verify ownership to the information they give you. So one thing is using OTP, authentication passcode. So that means you just send them like a one-time passcode. So that one-time passcode might expire maybe within 2 minutes, within 5 minutes. So if you are able to provide it, that means they are the owner. Or you can send the code to their email, or you can send them a link to their email. So and you ask them to click on the link. So immediately they click on the link, that means they are the owner of the information they give you. Now, drip marketing, it also means automated campaign. So or you can call it autoresponder. We discussed that earlier. Now, dynamic content. Now, talking about dynamic content is it works in a way that you create different content based on the customer's behaviors. Something like the behavioral image we talk about. So create the dynamic, so assuming those people show interest in fufu and those people show interest in yam, in iyán. So you create different dynamic content relating to what those people have interest in. So that's what dynamic content means. Now, the next thing is the email analytics. So for the email analytics is the analysis of your campaign. So when you send campaign, you have to determine if you need report. You don't just do campaign, you don't just send out campaign to people and don't analyze your analytics. So in digital marketing, analytics is very important because that is what you will need to determine what you are going to do in your next campaign or what you have to adjust. So it will show you the detailed report of those people. So the analytics of the campaign is what will include the impulse rate, the open rate, those people that did not open your message, the click-through rate and others. So that is what email analytics means. So when you send out campaign for your buyers, you have to show them the analytics of your campaign as a proof of what you've done. Now, next thing is email appending. So for the email appending, so it's a process in such a way that you segment your customers information alphabetically order. So assuming someone's email that is starting from, let's say, uh, Awoyemi Victor at yandex.com. Now, so another recipient email is starting from B. So let's say Pascal12 at gmail.com. Now, another recipient email starting from C. Caspian35 at yahoo.com. So this process is called this is what we call email appending. So you list their email addresses alphabetically order. So number one, the main importance is to make it enables you as a sender to so that you can easily segment those emails, or assuming you want to blacklist someone from your contact. So you can easily scroll and search for that person. Okay, so this person email starting from C or starting from F. So just go to F and then you start searching quickly. You'll be able to locate that recipient emails as fast as possible. So that is how it works. Now, email appending. So then the next thing is the email campaign. So the email campaign is process that it takes you to create a message, to generate the email address of those recipients, to design your template and everything, to add your website information, and then to send those message to the recipient. So the entire process is what we call email campaign. Now the next thing is email client. So the email client is the software which your recipients are viewing your message from. So like this buyer sender now reached out, send me message. Now I'm viewing this message directly from Gmail application. So this is what we know as email client. So the software you are using to view a lot of software you can use to view your a message. Now the next thing is the email domain. Now the email domain is the domain name at which you are sending the campaign from. So if you want to send campaign as a sender, you need a domain name. The domain name is the address of the website. So when you get an address of the website, after that you'll be able to create your hosting company will give you as ability to create a domain email. So a domain email will not be hosted by any hosting companies like Gmail, like Yahoo may know. It will be hosted by you as the owner of the website. So that is how it works. Now, the next thing is email harvesting. So what is email harvesting? Email harvesting is a process at which people are steal other people's information online. You steal their information, you steal their email address, and then some people use it in such a way that when they steal other people's information, then they resell it. So they resell it to people who needs that kind of emails. So that process is called email harvesting. Now, email phishing. Talking about email phishing is like a fraud, those like spammers, fraudulent people, those are people that use this kind of stuff. So what they will do is that they can design like a message, something relating to, they can clone the way Facebook normally design their message, and then they will ask you to click on, they'll put a link there, and then when you click on it, it can take you to a website that looks similar to Facebook or a website that looks similar to Amazon. They will clone something like Amazon, But if someone just said about Amazon, you are just saying about Amazon, just search on, or just type in your website on your browser. Maybe just type something like Amazon dot it. You don't know that the normal Amazon link is amazon.com. So and that amazon.it, some spammers, they might have designed a website that looks exactly like amazon.com, and anytime you add your credit information, your card information there, they might hack your account and then they will steal your money. So the same thing applicable with the email phishing as well. So it is normally used by spammers. Now, so that is that for that. Then the next thing is the email queue. For the email queue, it includes messages that you have sent, that they are ready to send out. So on a blast campaign, or you deploy a campaign to 1,000 to 1,000,000 people, the message is not going to send out at once. It will be the your sender software you are using, they will segment those messages. So it might first send out the first batch. Maybe it will send out the first message to like 100,000. After that, maybe it can wait for like a minute or some seconds. Now send another one, another message to the second batch, and that is how it works. So it will put those emails in queue. So that is what email queue means. The next thing is email shares. So email share is that when you send campaign to someone, to recipients, you can put a button there that they can people those recipients might decide to, okay, maybe they see that, okay, your con looks reasonable and they like it very well. So you can add a button to enable your recipients to share your emails with their friends and with their contacts. So that is what email shares is. Then the next thing is emoji. So emoji is like, it's also a graphic image, but it explains in short the kind of message you are trying to pass across to your recipients. So if you want to get image, you can use this website emojipedia.com. So on this website, you will find a lot of emojis. Assuming you want to use fire now, just search for fire. You can see. So this is emoji fire. If you want house, just search for house. Can you see? So these are little things you can use, and then although it may not, it has its own function, because a lot of time maybe the kind of message you are sending out is something you want that message to make your recipient feel happy. So you can put like a smiley emoji. So when people see that kind of emoji, they will have understand the kind of message you are trying to pass across to them. So that is how it works. Then for engagement, which is the next thing. So engagement is the process that your recipient are interacting with your email. So maybe those people that click on it, they open it, they share your image. That the total collection of all the activities is what we call engagement. Now, email service provider. So these are softwares that you can use to help you in terms of the email marketing process, or in terms of you setting an email marketing campaign. So there are a lot of CRM platforms, some of them like MailChimp, like GetResponse, like Klaviyo, you can research more. And although some of them they will charge you monthly subscription, but there are some platforms which allows you to use uh their application for free. Although they might limit some features until you've upgrade your account. Now the next thing is forward. So forward is almost similar to share, but when we are talking about email share is you put that button there so that your recipients will be able to share the emails directly. But we are talking about forward. Forward, so let's go back to my Gmail now. Now if I want to forward this message now, just come here and I just click on forward. Can you see it now? So if I click on forward now, I can forward the message to another recipient. So this one is, this forward feature is you will find it in your Gmail or any other email client you are using. So that is how it works. Then GIF, we talked about that earlier. So it means graphic interchange format. Now the next thing is Google Analytics. This Google Analytics is a tool. It's one of Google products that is an advanced tools you can use to analyze your email marketing campaign or your email marketing analytics. It will give you a detailed report. So if you want to use it, so just go to this website analytics.google.com. So that's the link. So you will have to integrate it. So if you want to track, so that means Google will be tracking your campaign. So when you create a campaign and a newsletter, so Google will give you a code, an embedded code. You will have to integrate it on your campaign, on your message. So when you integrate it, Google will track their analytics. They'll be tracking the analytics a detailed, in fact more than what those CRM platforms like Mailchimp can track. They track everything. So and it's very very okay, and it's mostly used by advanced digital marketers. It's not only used for email marketing, you can use it for SEO marketing, for other data marketing campaigns, social media marketing as well. Now, so the next thing is gravestoning. So what do we mean by gravestoning? Gravestoning is a process by, in a way that when those hosting companies like Gmail, maybe you have an email address, someone have an email that email address have been inactive for a long period of time. Now maybe like for some years. Now Gmail or those hosting companies, they will now turn that email to a spam trap. So it will be monitoring those senders that they are sending spam emails. So it will monitor them. So whenever someone send a spam emails, now that emails will notify Gmail that this sender is a spammer and is not sending a real or a wanted message. So that process is called gravestoning. Now the next thing is the grave mail. So for the grave mail is a process in which people are no much they are no more showing interest in your message. So maybe they just decide that okay, we are not going to open your message again. It might be a lot of reasons. Maybe you can also call it disengagement. So they disengage from your message, they don't open it, they don't perform any action. So they are just, your message is, you are, although they are receiving your message every time you send them the campaign, but they are not interacting with any of your message. So that process is called grey mail. So that process is called grey mail.